But hey, it was Super Eagles of Nigeria snatching that AFCON final ticket last night via penalty shootout. Well, Joseph Pesero spoke after that game, saying that, well, he was shocked seeing Victor Osimhen's goal chalked off. But we talk more about that on the show this morning. Were you happy with the form of Super Eagles yesterday, with the style of game? I had to put ice block on my chest yesterday. But many thanks to Jennifer Abo, who helped me put a bottle of table water inside the freezer to put on my chest yesterday. My name is OLADAPO Kunubi. I'm a Nigerian, proud one this morning.
I'm also a proud Nigerian. Honestly, I'm really proud to be a Nigerian this morning. I mean, I had to play Thailand this one so that they will know that yes, Nigeria know the carry last.
I don't know why Kessis has failed to put us live.
Put
I don't
us
know
live.
why.
Let them know.
Let us make them understand. Kes, next time, if you know you are not coming here to do your job, just sit outside. Just sit outside. If you are representing, I know you are representing Ivory Coast this morning. You are representing Ivory Coast. But hey, it is Kickoff Sports Show live on Solutions 939 FM. Remember the song we played for South Africa some years back? And it is Master KJ Jerusalem remix featuring Burna Boy and Nopsembo. I know Late Sound Sultan also had to, throw that banter dead.
Jerusalem,
Bode Thomas or no Bode Thomas. Joseph Eserio. I mean, he's not Bode Thomas or no Bode Thomas. Joseph Eserio. I mean, he's in the final with the Super Eagles of Nigeria at the Africa Cup of Nations, and we've been getting different reaction from different social media platforms, saying as a different, analysts giving their different reaction to Super Eagles of Nigeria's victory yesterday in a penalty shootout. That happens to be the Super Eagles' first penalty shootout at the Africa Cup of Nations 2023 right there in Ivory Coast. And talking about the Ivorians, most people said, yes, we don't want to face Ivory Coast because they're like ghosts. Yeah. They came from the dead. They came through the back door. Yes, they resurrected.
I mean, like the defeat against DR Congo yesterday, I was celebrating Super Eagles' victory. And then I was like, oh my God, we are facing Ivory Coast. It's like the rematch of the group
stage.
Are you kidding me?
But hey, let's just listen to Joseph Eserio this morning talking about his reaction, most especially, Victor Osimhen's goal chalked off and the equalizer of South Africa.
Our team belonged a very good team, a big spirit, a big spirit. The team fight together. Did you see? Very good players in our team. I didn't put in the pitch like Mofi and Kalechi. Was the first time they played, and they come with the same enthusiasm like the others. It's amazing. When do you feel we have only 11 players but 25? It's difficult to beat us. The worst point, but I think our team did down the harms when was thinking scored the second goal and it suffered one in penalty. It's not easy when team don't go down after that. In the final of the match, after draw, South Africa create more clear opportunity because it's like a shock. 2-0.
It was like a shock to Coach Giuseppe Serio.
It was a shock to me as well.
You made the equalizer.
Yes, the equalizer and then the penalty. At that point, I decided to turn off my TV because I was like, oh my God, Osimhen has scored 2-0. And then it was chopped off, penalty. I was like,
Penalty straight
in
off.
the space of like 30 seconds, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then there was a penalty shootout. And thank God that we actually, won that particular game.
Well, former Nigerian international Dukudi is with us this morning. And well, we had some discussions behind the mic and would like to talk more this morning. Good morning to you, Dukudi. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, young striker. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so it is more about playing ugly football and getting the result, or playing entertainment or entertaining football and getting bundled out. Were you impressed with the game of Super Eagles yesterday?
In the sense that we won, yes. The game is about winning. Modern football, we call it business football. Business football is about winning. The entertainment football is giving value for the money people who came to watch you. So what they gave us yesterday was a business football, which is winning. But for me, with the playing pattern that we played yesterday, I was not satisfied with the playing. But with the winning, like I said, I'm okay with the winning and I'm satisfied with the winning. But in terms of the quality of playing, we've not got it right, because we know the Super Eagles can entertain at the same time get the result. So we have to go back to that same thing, getting the result and entertaining people too. It matters most.
Are you not?
The first 10 minutes, they have to study the game and force the South Africans to play into our style of play. The South Africans, what the Super Eagles were supposed to do, what the South Africans did to us. They forced us to play into their own pattern, and it was difficult for the Super Eagles to even make 5 passes. But thank God we won the game.
Okay, thank God we won the game, but hey, penalty on Nwabali, a man who has also been in South Africa, who understands some of the players, we give it to Nwabali. But now, a lot of people were expecting Nigeria to face DR Congo. But now, it is Nigeria facing Ivory Coast, just like what happened in 2013, where we faced Burkina Faso in the first game of that tournament, and we later faced Burkina Faso in the final. What do you think may happen in the final on Sunday? Seeing Ivory Coast come back from the dead, firing their manager, having a different technical advisor, in interim capacity. Maybe this will ginger the team in the final. I mean, talking about Ivory Coast.
You see, I'm not surprised that the Ivorians came back stronger, in the sense that they are top quality players in Europe. But it's so unfortunate that they found themselves where they found themselves after 3 games. But as a top class professional, like I said, you need to adjust, because you are a professional footballer. That is where you get your living from. And they now look at it and say, oh, this is our second chance. And coming back from the dead, they put everything. They came with physicality, they came with their game plan, and they were ready to die for their nation. And that was what helped them. But yesterday, I was shocked, because the game they played against the DR Congo, I didn't even expect it from the Ivorians. They played attacking football, they defended very well. And if they played against us like that, it's going to be a difficult game. Because all I saw yesterday from the Ivorians, they were ready. They were ready for this competition from the day one of it. That is what we're going to face in the final.
Now, talking about facing Ivory Coast in the final, you saw Wakelechi, Iheanacho, Terry Murphy. These guys were brought in, having their first taste of the Africa Cup of Nations. Will you advise? I mean, we were discussing about you don't change a winning team. But do you think Murphy should have a starting line opportunity, same as Kelechi Iheanacho, or they just go back to the bench? Because we saw tired legs yesterday.
See, it's not compulsory that we must use Osimhen. It's not compulsory that we must start Osimhen. It's not compulsory. This Iheanacho is a top quality player. Murphy is a top quality player. Onuachu is a top quality player. These are players who play week in, week out in Europe and top clubs in Europe. So when they come into the national team, Nigerians, when they have their favorite, they just sing the name of the favorite, which is Osimhen, and it affects the team a lot. It gives, if not because the other players are top class professional players, for a football player, it weakens you, it demoralizes you when everybody clamor for one player. But being top class professional, like I said, you find what we're doing yesterday. Iheanacho came in because he's a top class player. and Murphy came in, they did what they know how to do best. And I really appreciate them because they never made Osimhen program to affect their own program. They just came, they did their thing. For me, they can start Osimhen, but at the end of the day, these two guys must still come in because they have a lot to give to the national team. Osimhen and Terry Murphy.
Okay, so should I ask for your prediction now, or we do it on Saturday? Let us speak to now. Do you see Nigeria lifting the AFCON?
As a Nigerian man, I will always go for my country first. But I'm putting sentiment, this is sentiment. But if you look at the quality play of the Ivorians, since they lost to Equatorial Guinea, they came back strongly, and their game has really improved. And it's going to be a difficult game. I prefer we playing against DR Congo than playing against the Ivorians. For me, I prefer playing against DR Congo in the final than playing against the Ivorians. Because once beaten, twice shy. And the 12th man on the field of play matters a lot. Don't forget, if you score Super Eagles first, we are in trouble. If you watch Super Eagles, if you score them first, hardly will they come back to equalize. So by the grace, we will always score first. So that is why we always give our game a lift.
Okay.
Then when you want to shock the Super Eagles, score them first and see if they will react. But I pray they don't score them first. So that we will not see the reaction of the Super Eagles. Let us score first.
Let us go first. And we see Super Eagles lift the Africa Cup of Nations title for the 4th time. Thank you very much, Dukudi, for joining us on the show of Super Eagles.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure. Always welcome.
All right. Well, this is Eddie King on Naija featuring Wale Waves.
Loco, hey, I better mind check. I'm come so loco, hey, I better mind check. I don't must be my follow, all that you don't want to come and be my boss. Come on, Nigeria. I don't must be my follow, all that you don't want to come and be my boss. Come on, Nigeria. Ọmọ Naija, I am your ja, àwọn ọjà, ọmọ Naija, ja, ọmọ Naija, I am your ja. You don't know how we go, what kind of food our children can cook. Early in the morning, now they teach you can cook. Pizza body then feeding, carrying your load. Man, I be running on and on to make my country proud. Oh yeah, a job like making more money. Be the on top for some people. I'm going so loco, hey, I better mind check.
939 is the dial. The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
Every day when my children return from school, I don't recognize them. Hello, do I know you?
It's us, mommy.
But these dirty, sweaty uniforms and socks were clean in the morning. Everything don't transform. I understand though. School is hectic. It takes energy to come home this transformed. So I make sure they have some nutritious Milo at breakfast.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo.
While Nigeria's celebrated, some tennis stars actually cried out off court. That is in mention of Bernabe's Bata Mariles, who actually lost to Thomas Ekshave yesterday at the Carabao Open ATP this morning. And welcome back. This is still Kick-Off Sports Show on Solutions 93.9 FM.
All right, now looking at all the games scheduled for today at the Cordoba Open. Luciano Dari will be up against Sebastian Offenau by 6 o'clock this evening as Yannick Havmad will take on Roman Andre Borowska. More games to go down. Last singles game. That'll be by 10:30 tonight, where Hugo Dolian will take it to Boston Byers. Looking at the Dallas Open, well, for Ben Shelton is through to the next round alongside Tommy Paul. Tommy Paul won against Tyrell Daniel 6-3, 6-2, 2 straight sets, while Shelton defeated Market Moore 6-3, 6-3. Well, more games to go down today. Dennis Kodla will take on Jalen Thompson as Rinki Hijikata battles Dominic Quipfoy. Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open last 16 on Wednesday. The former U.S. Open champion found herself 3 games down in the first set, but mounted a fight back before her Tunisian opponents closed it out on her 5th attempt at set points. Looking at that, so 6-1, 6-4, 6-1. Well, Sky, there's a way Sky always right for their athletes, but Emma Raducanu has swallowed water. All right, now let's look at more updates this morning. Remember, we've gone to the Transylvania Open, Cluj-Napoca WTA 250 ladies are also battling it out there. 10 o'clock this morning, Elizabeta Kokianirato will be up against Haria Dart as Anastasia Sevastova will take on Elena Avazenia. The last game of today will see Mario Sorio against Karolina Pliskova, and that is going down 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Let us talk basketball this morning, looking at results of games decided in the wee hours of today.
All right, Toronto Raptors edged Charlotte Nets 133 points to 117. Washington Wizards couldn't perform the magic against Cleveland Cavaliers as they lost 106 points to 114. Boston Celtics defeated Atlanta Hawks 125 points to 117. Well, San Antonio Spurs on the road lost to Miami Heat 104 points to 116. Philadelphia 76ers hosted Golden State Warriors, still lost 104 points to 127. LA Clippers against New Orleans Pelicans, that was a win for New Orleans as they edged LA Clippers 117 points to 106. Sacramento Kings against Detroit Pistons lost to the Detroit Pistons 120 to 133 points.
Okay, so someone we were expecting to see him lose on the boxing ring, well, at some point was showing a sign of saying he wants to retire, but he's not retiring. We're talking about Tyson Fury. His bout with Alexander Usyk, got postponed to around May after having a cut during a sparring, training. But hey, Tyson Fury has scorched speculations of an impending retirement from boxing by mapping out a five-fight plan, which includes showdown against British rival Anthony Joshua. Will that come to life? We'll wait to see. Unfounded scrutiny about the legitimacy of an eye injury caused his fight against Alexander Usyk, which had to be put back to May 18. Led to suggestions Fury may have been contemplating hanging up the gloves. But when you talk about money, you should go and ask. That is Floyd Mayweather, yes, who announced the retirement, but when he heard money, he returned to the ring. Now let's go back to the ring again. Let's go back to the football pitch this morning, where we look at updates coming from that corner.
939 is the dial.
What is happening from that? Pay me my money or refund our money because we could not see Lionel Messi play. The Hong Kong government demanded answers from Inter Miami CF and Lionel Messi on Wednesday after the Argentine played in a friendly in Japan just 3 days after missing a similar exhibition match in its country.
Well, many in the financial orb are dismayed, were dismayed on Sunday when the 36-year-old did not come onto the field during the much-hyped Inter Miami match to sell out corral the fans demanding answers and refund. Hong Kong's Culture, Sports and Tourism Bureau said in a statement that, like the fans, it was very disappointed that Messi could not play in Hong Kong due to injury. I mean, it's injury now. There's nothing we can do about it.
But it's about money. Even if you just come in, start play like 15 minutes and you are subbed off. But the match in Hong Kong drew 40,000 fans with spectators paying up to nearly 5,000 HK. That is like $640 per ticket in Tokyo. The entire blocks of seating at the Japan National Stadium remained unoccupied with just 28,614 tickets sold. China State Control, the Global Times, said Messi's absence posed many questions on the differential treatment for Hong Kong. Okay. I mean, it's just like, remember, a lot of people wanted to see Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo play in that one. Both of them could not, face each other. Lionel Messi due to injury. I think Cristiano Ronaldo as well. Cristiano Ronaldo, remember, also failed to play for his team, which he even went to the media to give them the reason. But it is what it is. We move on, right? But sometimes you look at the money for people that also flew down to see their idols or some of the best players, tackle each other. The two players, just to be the two greatest. But hey, let's look at games decided yesterday. It was maybe smooth results for Nottingham Forest, and I feel Olaino will also be happy with this. He lost the penalty for Super Eagles of Nigeria yesterday, but Nottingham Forest went on penalty shootout to beat Bristol City in the FA Cup round 4 after the regulation time ended 1-1.
Well, it was Chelsea not in the spotlight yesterday because of the Super Eagles win, defeat. That's the Super Eagles.
No.
Super Eagles win. Victory over South Africa. Success. But Chelsea actually edged Aston Villa 3-1
I know you're
very wonderful one. I wasn't expecting that, but hey, congratulations to Chelsea.
I know, I almost said Joseph Pesari. Sorry, Duke PR, Abi. In short,
Duke Ayodeji Alvin, leave the Perao.
I know you'll be happy this morning, right? I mean, what? I just wanted to, maybe I will ask him to on Saturday how the happiness was seeing Chelsea winning, seeing Super Eagles of Nigeria winning. You understand? But for those who put their money on Bristol City, what happened to their papers? But remember, in the Copa del Rey semi-final, it was Athletic Club edging Atletico Madrid 1-0 in Germany.
Mainz Union Berlin full-time. A 1-0 draw.
Okay, well, the game between Saarbrücken and Borussia Mönchengladbach got postponed, but let's also look at what is going down today. In Coup de France, Rome will be up against Monaco, and that's the updates coming from that end this morning. Well, let's talk about the back pages of papers, where we are getting updates about Jesse Lingard, who has left Europe.
Yeah, he has completed a move to South Korea side FC Seoul. He's 31-year-old and he has agreed a 2-year deal with the option of a further year.
Okay, now let's wait and see. Anything can happen in the world of football. I don't know why they are not thinking about Jose Mourinho though. This is 9:27. We'll move to the other side of the show this morning, where we look at headlines on the pages of Nigeria's newspapers. Hey, remember, it is more of facing the National Assembly. If you're a minister or you're a public office holder, you'll be facing the National Assembly. Now, the biggest headline this morning from Punch says that EFCC 7,000-man task force goes after dollar racketeers.
Okay.
But who are those? What are you using dollar
See,
for?
please, let's look at this picture on the front page of the Punch.
Oh, Wabali.
It is the man of the matches there.
Now, let me tell you something. If you're having problems with your relationship, you want somebody to help you keep your relationship.
Go and ask.
Higher. No, call Unwan Bali on 939. My name is OLADAPO Kunubi. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Nigeria. Sabi, leg over, it's a go. We do am for 2013, do am for 1980, and we need to let them know, say, Nigeria be African giant. Leg over, it's a go, go, leg over, it's a go, Nigeria, make we unite, Nigeria, let's do it again. Nigeria, make we unite. am leg over. Ian a choco drimbula. I want you go pass to Osime go fire. Look man, not the fear anyone. In the defense go anywhere. Pass if you defend anything. You see us all, you go keep anything. Naija, make we unite. Make we unite, oh. Naija, let's do it again. Naija, make we unite. Naija, let's do it again. Super Eagles, sabi. We go dribble the midfielder, defender, score the goal. Super Eagles, sabi. We go dribble the midfielder, defender, score the goal.
93.9 FM. Keep it locked. 939 is the dial.
Okay, it's 9:32 on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's another beautiful Thursday morning in the big and beautiful city of Ibadan. My name is Ade Damola Lafewa. With so much pleasure and excitement, I say good morning and congratulations to all Nigerians for that wonderful victory which we got yesterday against the Bafana boys of South Africa. I mean, did you
just call them boys?
Yeah, well, Bafana, that is the boys of the boys. I think, did you watch the matches?
Okay, you know what? I got to the point where there was the first penalty. I was trying to, start with the match, but the TV was updating. And then I watched the first penalty, very excited. And then Osimhen scored, and then it was chopped off. And at that point, I just turned off my TV because I couldn't, stick it. The last time I was that scared for the Super Eagles was September 1, when I saw something really, really, really amazing. I experienced the passing of my dad, and I just had to just let go and let it go. And then my brother called and said, we had the finals. I was like, thank you, God.
So
I couldn't watch the match.
In a nutshell, you didn't have the liver.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was too scared, and I couldn't just hold that fear in me. I mean, we were going to do the extra time, the penalty shootout, and then I remembered we have Wambali, the god of the night, Abisha, night keeper, whatever.
I think God was just on our side yesterday because the South Africans really gave us a tough time. But in the end, one team has to win, and the other has to.
I just don't know what we're going to do with Ivory Coast, because Ivory Coast seems like a team that we have to be very mindful of and be very careful of. And
apart from the fact that the Ivory Coast is another super team, don't forget that's the host country.
Yeah.
And everything, virtually, I was discussing with Abastila a while ago that everything is going to work. Most things will want to work in favor of Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast.
Because they're the host country.
They're the host country, the spectators, the fans, they'll be there. But
you know what?
With God on our side.
If the vice president could be at the stadium yesterday to watch the Super Eagles game, I'm sure Nigerians will book a ticket to Côte d'Ivoire to go and fill up that stadium for the finals.
Let's be hopeful.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to take you through some stories and some of today's national dailies, and because today's version of the program is a shorter one, so we'll try to hit the stage as early as possible. Going through the Nigerian Tribune this morning, I have the victory of the Super Eagles being announced on the front page of virtually all the papers this morning, actually, but the pictures are there on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. I can see Ekong, our captain, kneeling down and praising God.
You better have it on my status.
Okay. All right, let's take the stories now. Looking at the first story I would like to take on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, it says EFCC raises special task force against dollarization of economy, mutilation of currency. Reps to probe banks over rising foreign exchange. Police arrest masterminds of Mina protest. 55,000 naira in Kaduna. Kogi traders stage protest over economic hardship. Another protest in Niger. 88.4 million Nigerians living in extreme poverty. FG. Moving away from that, body explosion. 3 suspects identified for prosecution as Makinde receives official report. And let me take one more. Musawa may destroy music industry with Africa Grammy. Stakeholders warn. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
All right, on the Punch newspaper, we have pictures of the victory of the Super Eagles yesterday. Wambali, the players also celebrating. Of course, there is the DR Congo squad not jubilating there, but it's written here, Nwabali shines as Nigeria beats South Africa to reach AFCON final. Now to the pocket headlines this morning. Tinubu inaugurates student loan scheme February 21. 500,000 jobs threatened over ban of sachet alcoholic drinks. Man. Government approval delays Dangote refinery fuel. And then we have this. Oyo to prosecute 3 held over Ibadan explosion. Okada riders, policemen clash as Lagos enforces ban. Cashless transactions rise to 61 or 611 trillion naira NIBSS. And then finally, Forex crisis. EFCC 7,000 man task force goes after dollar racketeers. Okay. Now, EFCC summons private varsity proprietors, companies, others charging dollar fee. Government agencies violating law on Forex too. NESG tells Commission, airlines promise compliance. This and more on the front pages of the Punch newspaper.
Okay, moving to the Nation newspaper this beautiful Thursday morning. Oyo gives 460 million naira to 1,407 farmers in economic recovery plan. That story is found on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. My plans for Ondo by Senator Jimo Ibrahim. Alscon privatization dispute persists. That story is found on page 9. Moving away from that, creative industry leaders reject minister's African Grammy plan. I mean, there is this, you know, there was this, I say ever since the Grammys was held, was it over the weekend or something?
Yeah.
I mean, there have been lots of controversial statements coming from it, most especially because Nigerian artists couldn't grab any of the awards. And I think a group of people are suggesting maybe there should be an African Grammy.
No, I don't think there should be an African Grammy, because if you look at our Eddies, where is the Eddies now?
Even before Eddies, what about Kora? Remember we used to have Kora Awards. Kora Awards it can be built so much, can be empowered so much to at least compete with the Grammys.
I mean, this one wasn't on the 60 something of something of the Grammy Award, 66 or something.
Yes.
Nigeria cannot. I don't think we can sustain holding.
When was the last time Kora Awards was held in Africa? Kora Awards was meant to, so creating African Grammy is like
leave it alone. Okay, so there'll be the global Grammy, there'll be the Asian Grammy, there'll be the African Grammy.
We should just stick to our Kora Awards and maybe the Eddies.
Leave it alone.
Okay, moving away from that, the EFCC clamps down on firms for issuing invoices in dollars, and riders agency arrests suspect in Lagos. PH Kaduna Varsity Proprietor Nation newspaper this morning.
All right, on the Vanguard newspaper, this caption got me, to chuckle a bit. Super Eagles soar into AFCON finals. Red Dots beat plucky South Africans 4-2 on penalties. Plucky, that word. Okay, then we have other stories here. Court orders FG to fix prices of petrol, diesel, others within 7 days. Insecurity in Northwest Kaduna government blames poverty, hopelessness, others. Tackle Nigeria's insecurity issues head on. Catholic Church to federal government will open reserves to address food costs. FG. Yesterday it was palliative, today is food reserves. Now, NPC Limited celebrates 14,000 barrel per dollar production from Akpo Westfield. And then we have this greedy monarchs, community leaders, and kidnappers in Southwest. Hunters. Stakeholders to Tinubu partnership with Grammy Awards will destroy Nigeria's music industry. Let the elders breathe, please. Edo 2024, PDP leaders bicker over delegates Congress. This and more on the front page of the Family newspaper.
Okay, in a short while, we shall be joining Ayodeji Ajishokbe virtually to do some analysis on some of the topics, we have some of the stories we've read to your listening pleasure this morning. The 2 a.m. update on Solutions 93.9 FM. Stick around. All right, we already have Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokbe joining us virtually this morning. Good morning, Comrade.
Good morning, Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokbe.
Brother and sister.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's a beautiful morning for Nigeria, actually.
Happily, it is.
Did you watch the match? Did you watch the match?
Oh, as a matter of duty. Duty to self and nation.
Okay, all right. Okay, now let's go straight to the business of the day. I read some stories, or maybe, okay, we've also had some of the particular story on some of our papers too, talking about court ordering FG to fix prices of fuel goods within 7 days. Now, how
sustainable can this be?
How practical
is this?
Is that? Let's take it there.
What are the circumstances? Who went to court? You know, we practice what they call a mixed economy, a mixture of control and deregulation. So it's a hybrid. We have gone past.
My concern now is if we've been having the fact that the court has been deciding who wins an election, now it's getting to a point where the court is now trying to determine the prices. Now, how can these things be probably solved, this issue of
court resolving every issue
the
in Nigeria?
The dynamics of market. Look, I am the one. I own the land. I till the kingdom. I plant. I nurture. I harvest. I process. And get to the market and government. Which government? What is the input of government into my productive activity that they will now determine how much I'm going to sell it? I mean, the government does not have any input whatsoever into my processes. And then at the tail end of the processing, which is selling, you don't think government should regulate. Government should fix the price. No. Nobody does that. The world has gone past that. Our reality is to live with the figures that are available. And if we can do anything about it individually, Nigerians have been encouraged to farm. I don't see nobody doing that yet. And food is so essential that if you can get 50% of the food that we require, by ourselves, believe you me, it will be a better place.
Okay, before we leave this particular food issue now, Comrade Ajisokwe, if you were to be appointed or you have an opportunity to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu this morning, what advice would you give him to make things better, especially concerning the high cost of food items?
I will ask brutally frank question.
Like?
Are you in tune with the reality of the pain of Nigerians? Do you believe, honestly, that the policies and measures being put in place will ease this pain and improve the economy? What are the challenges? Who are the people? What is the security report saying about some of the things going on? The speculation against the Naira, in spite of government effort. The speculation, the speculators, the field columnists, the saboteurs. Government must have this information. How are they using it? How are they using it? Nigeria is so polarized that someone was telling me earlier, that if you say you're going to sell the other, if you say you want to fix prices, is that realistic? Is that realistic? I don't think so. If government can ease the processes, you understand?
Okay.
Things will get better.
All right.
Okay.
Easy the processes.
Okay. Let's talk about realistic approaches to matters here. Now, on the front page of the Punch newspaper, it's written thus: FARC's crisis, EFCC 7,000-man task force goes after dollar racketeers. And I remember that we're in the technology age. What do we want to use 7,000 men to do just for dollar racketeers, when we can actually employ the use of computers and the likes of it?
Well, bank, to security agency, and to every interest group. And because they have to check everywhere with a fine-tooth comb, they have to check everywhere. That is why they need, and of course, the men and women they would deploy. That is
okay.
Now,
another angle to that. One of the things the EFCC plans to do is going after varsity proprietors who charge their tuition fees in dollars. Now, should those people be the focus? We have dollars in the hands of our politicians. We know that.
Yes.
I mean, look at the time of Farouk Lawan, and
yes,
I mean, why going after the school proprietors? I mean,
trying to make a living.
Is EFCC not just chasing shadows with this?
I don't think so. It's an enormous, it's a huge, it's a monstrous assignment. And if they're going to comb everywhere with a fine-tooth comb, but you see, the challenge is that when you are done with combing everywhere, what are you going to do with the report that you have? That is it. What are you going to do with the report that you will have at the end of the day? Will they have the political will? To have the political will is to act like leaders and not as politicians. If some associates of the president are indicted, will the president allow them to go ahead?
That's my concern
now
too.
that we have this sentiment about this, so what's now the point of starting this when it might not yield the desired result in the first place?
Because if EFCC really wants to go after any group of people, politicians shouldn't be left out. I mean, they should even be the top on the list. And when we talk about politicians, we are not talking about the politician on the the lower part of the ladder. They are the top notch, the Aikido. Now, will the big fishes? I mean, we've had there was a particular viral video of a particular man, a big politician. I don't want to mention his name, stacking dollars in his Babariga. You know who I'm talking about. These are the people that have access to this dollar notes in huge quantity.
Exactly. A few days ago, I got calls from, close members of my family. And some of them were asking me that is it true that they want to, set the domiciliary account, and then specifically asked to know the future of the dollar, immediate, short term, medium term, and long term, so that they want to know where to put their money. You understand? Where to put their money so that the value of their money will be guaranteed. And I shared my candid opinion with them that what you are doing, is it in the interest of your country? That borders on speculation. It's speculation. It's speculation. Why would they trade so that they want to know whether they should buy up dollars? You understand?